Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of 100 Things We Learned from Film. I'm one of your hosts, my name's Planty, and I don't have any little bit to do this week because I've just been so busy.
Hey guys, I'm that guy, and I'm pretty much plastered because it's Christmas.
It's Christmas! It is indeed. And John, this is going to probably go a similar way to the Tom and Jerry episode. Listeners, if you want to hear John going to the toilet with his laptop in his hands at the exact moment that I'm trying to give out some facts about cats and dogs, then do that.
Do you know what? That was between me and you.
Me, you, and the U-bend. Yeah, great.
Me,
yeah, fantastic. But to save the show, no pressure at all, we got a proper podcaster and a proper factsmith. This week, we have got James from Hallmark of Greatness. Hello, sir.
Hey, thanks for having me.
It's been a long time coming.
Podcast.
Hey, absolutely, yeah. Happy 2024. I cannot keep fucking track, man. I don't know what's going on. I'm so old. I'm old as balls.
But no, it's good in here. Yeah, I've long-time listener, first-time guest, and it's quite nice in here, isn't it? It's like the inside of a skip is what it's like.
I think I've seen the inside of enough skips this week, James. As Christmas,
skips.
I tend to wake up in them. Yeah, I tend to wake up covered in skips. I found out the other day, Rachel told me you can't get snaps anymore. I was very disappointed. Do you remember snaps? What? They were like quavers, tomato ketchup flavoured quavers with a dragon on the front. Apparently they don't exist anymore. And she would know. She is the queen of salted snacks.
Is it Space Raiders or?
Oh, you can still get them. They cost a fortune.
It's not. No, it's not them. I think it's the Flaming Hot Doritos ones have been like attacking workers in Australia or something. It was on the news this morning. It's like it's so like intensely flaming hot that it's actually like debilitating to work around.
Bloody hell!
Wow!
I don't think we get into crisp facts. So
it is. It's great. It's snack facts. I am here for it. I'm also very excited to actually try something to get a couple of weeks off work. Actually, if I am off work, if my boss is listening to this, which they won't be, but if my boss was listening to this and I happen to be off work for 2 weeks because I'd had some bad crisps, I promise I've not done it on purpose. But I've done it on purpose.
Yeah, that and the Daredevil Gobstoppers and Jawbreakers.
Jesus.
Anyway,
James, you and I work together every 2 weeks on Hallmark of Greatness. Do you want to tell the listeners, as if they don't know, because I'm always banging on about it, what that particular podcast is?
Right. So, every couple of weeks we do a Hallmark film. So you could suggest it yourself, and we'll do it. Any Hallmark film. They're the sort of, originally it was like Christian movies. Now it's like wholesome family films, and we just rip it to shreds. In front of your eyes, and then we do a follow-up one called Last Orders, which is every other week, and that's all the films that people in those films first starred in. So all the shit that they had to do to climb the greasy pole of Hallmark world,
climb the greasy strangler, which is surely next on the list.
And we've come across some. Let's be honest, most of it is shit, but then there's certain things that are so bad that they're amazing, and we wouldn't have found them had it not been for the regular Hallmark films. So that's what we Circus.
Do. I can't even remember what that was called. The one with the women in. That's the worst film we have ever done.
Nightmare Barn. It's got more than one title. The shitter it is. That's
the more titles, the worse it is. It did,
I tried to describe. Somebody had asked me about Hallmark film, and I says, I think I've watched one, and I think it was called I Think My Name Is Stephen. Turns out it was a kid that was abducted. I was like, that's not a Hallmark film. I can't remember what it is.
It's a Last Orders one, that's for sure.
Pretty much, it's pretty bad. It's pretty grim. Yeah. And his name was Stephen as well.
If you listen to this for John, don't listen to that because he's not on it. But the other two of us, and of course semi-regular guest Joe is also. It's Joe's podcast, for God's sake. We're just along for the ride. We're just along to make his life
barely
difficult.
Catching up with him. That special child. He's a different league, isn't he?
He's when he's not busy Ted Lassoing it up. or wrestling, or whatever he does. I don't know. Anyway, this week we are talking about what particular film, John?
Oh, Police Academy. The absolute classic.
It was, wasn't it? Anyway, look, we'll come to that. What year?
1984, back in the good old days.
Okay, we've done loads in 1984.
There's loads, but we'll go back to the summer. Right, Terminator was straight away. Terminator, Nightmare on Elm Street. The Woman in Red, which I keep going back to. Splash.
Nightmare on Elm Street, previous episode.
Bloody hell, man! There's loads of stuff here that we talk about all the time. So Top Secret's in there. Children of the Corn. Try to look for something a bit more abstract.
Children of the Corn chips that are so hot that they break your mouth. Yeah,
very much. The Toxic Avenger. I'm going to try and end on a high. Chud.
Oh, yeah, Chud. Something underground dweller. Something like human underground dweller. That is shocking, by the way, but it has got not Howard Stern in it. That's the DJ guy, isn't it?
Yes.
Bloke out of, one of the Sticky Bandits. Anyway, that's not Joe Pesci, him.
Oh, Daniel Stern.
There you go. Jesus.
And John Hurd as well. John Hurd for
John Hurt. I played Chud. I played Chud, darling. It was the role I was born to play.
John Goodman's in it as well.
John Goodman is in it. He's like the chief or something. Yeah, it's not a great film. Anyway, it is what it is. James, on the Hallmark Greatness podcast, you've got a machine. We've got a machine that kicks out a synopsis. And right. I think you brought the machine along with you today, right?
I have. I bundled it along in a tote bag, and here it is. Yeah, that's the sound of the sleek future droid of dread, and I'm sorry it's done that everywhere. It's nervous. I put into it Police Academy, and it's come up with this. Holly Police is an isolated female CEO who ends up having to lure a cat back to her house, or the tax system will falter. Along the way, Holly encounters Dirk Academy, a woodsman who wears naught but a hat. Things get going when they're entered into a tournament with no rules and the pair must work together. Will they experience their first kiss as it starts to snow? Cannot predict now. So make of that what you will.
Wow.
You've broken John. You've absolutely broken John's
I was listening for that. What's going on here? What happened there? It just died.
So if you enjoy that bullshit, and usually Joe killing himself laughing at these because they are so irreverent, do get yourself on Hallmark of Greatness every couple of weeks. But we're not here to talk. Well, we kind of are. We're here to talk about our podcast. We're going to try and learn 100 things from Police Academy. See how that goes, listeners. If you like what we do, later on this month in January 2024, you are going to have the opportunity to vote for one of the films that we cover. It will cost you £1 a month to do so, and you will get a shout out in every single episode. Shout outs are coming at the end in something that I thought was a really good idea when I came up with it, and then just caused me 25 minutes worth of work, and I wish I hadn't bothered because it's shocking.
Yep.
Okay, so let's begin. This starts. It's a lad company.
That's my favourite bit. My favourite intro ever. Ever. So Blade Runner, Braveheart, loved that intro.
Very good, yeah. Not to be confused with Lad Baby, of course, who's a fucking Tory prick. The Lad Company, Alan Ladd Jr., was Charlie's Angels star Cheryl Ladd's brother-in-law. And the one thing I guarantee is he had a pad when he needed it to make a note of the facts for his podcast, and I haven't. So let's figure that out. There you go.
Well, I can tell you about that Lad Company. I've got a fact about that. Is that it was in financial difficulties by the time that Police Academy was released, and it just crumbled by about July 1984. Couldn't save it.
Not helped by Police Academy.
I mean, it was really successful, but
it was extremely
it came
successful.
Too late.
Yeah,
it's too late.
Okay. Other films that they released. And co-released The Right Stuff, the Space Lads, Night Shift, the silly Winkler Keaton morgue worker film. Have you seen that one? Yes, the Fonz and Batman in a film together.
Crazy, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Outland, where Sean Connery batters his wife on a space station, maybe.
The We've spoken about this plenty. We've spoken about this.
And we're going to stop. Alan Ladd Senior, by the way, not Junior, but Alan Ladd Senior is the titular Shane, John, in one of our favourite Western films, Shane.
Shane.
Shane, you know,
classic.
Shane, just Shane.
Shane, just Shane.
Yeah, just Jack.
There's no Shane in it.
There's a crawl. There's basically a crawl which really could have done with a scene. I think it could have done with a really short scene
like
of somebody going. Scene. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Of the mayor getting kicked out of a window or something. On March the 4th this year, newly elected mayor Mary Sue Beale announced she was changing the practices of this city's police force. No longer would height, weight, sex, education, or physical strength be used to keep recruits out of the Metropolitan Police Academy. Boo, boo, boo. Hundreds of people who never dreamed of becoming police officers signed up immediately. Naturally, the police completely freaked. It's not even well written, that, is it?
I know.
That's badly written.
Yeah, it's. I mean, you mentioned the right stuff earlier on. This was created because of their experiences when they were filming that.
Oh, right. Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's the writer, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but whoever it was that wrote this, they were filming, and I think the police were on like traffic duty or something.
Oh, Paul
Maslansky.
That sounds familiar. Paul Maslansky.
Yeah,
it was the director.
Not Roman Polanski.
No, it'd be a very different film.
Maslansky.
Also,
Mahoney's
I wish I hadn't
baby.
said Roman Polanski and then garble it around in your mouth in the same sentence, but there we are.
Yikes.
Anyway, yeah, he asked them why they had such an assortment of people, and it was exactly this reason. So then they thought, oh, well, what if we destroyed that idea with a film?
Done.
The one thing you do hear here is the theme tune. Wrote the theme tune. And this theme tune is, like, I remember this better than probably any whole fucking thing about
Yeah, totally.
Written by a guy called Robert Falk. He also did music for Bachelor Party, Tremors, Beastmaster 2, John, not the first one, Beastmaster 2, Toy Soldiers, and Wicked Stepmother. Right now, Wicked Stepmother's a film that nobody ever remembers, but it's Bette Davis's last film. And I remember, like, she's some witch, but she can morph herself into some sexy younger witch who is a cat and has a tail. It's like... I seem to remember my parents rented it the same night they rented Flowers in the Attic. So those two were always a really strange double bill for me. Yeah, anyway. The cartoon that existed, do either of you old enough to remember the cartoon?
No.
It was atrocious. It was awful.
No.
2 seasons, 65 episodes in the years 1988 and 89. 65 episodes of this cartoon. None of the cast from this film return. It's all jobbing Canadian voiceover actors, of course.
I was too busy watching Pole Position, so fuck that shit.
Oh, man, Pole Position and Jason the Wheeled Warriors.
Aye. Oh, God, aye. Or
James is considerably younger than us.
I was busy being born in 1988.
Get busy being born.
Got to get busy living or... No, never mind.
It's a stormy night in this office, and Tackleberry is this character. He's a security guard. He hears a noise and pulls his gun out on this worker. And this guy's like, well, we'll all miss you around here. The police academy, because it's first said, is getting a fine recruit. May I leave now? And you're kind of like, okay, I see the level of this. And he's like, yeah, absolutely. 10-4, you can leave now. 10-4, gentlemen, is an affirmative signal. It means okay. The 10 codes are credited to Illinois State Police Communications Director Charles Hopper, who created them between 1937 and 1940 for use in radio communications amongst police officers.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. What is it? Why 10? Why 10 and why 4?
I guess there's just numbers. There's just, you know, I guess they all start with a 10.
10-4, 10-4.
Yeah. Roger. Yeah, absolutely. He hears this noise and blasts through the door, and it's a room full of people waiting to surprise him with a party. And he's like, "Oh, you guys!" I absolutely loved the soft drink and coffee machines behind him, which made me think of being a young kid at the swimming baths.
Aye.
And getting a 10p soup.
Hot chocolate for me, man. Hot chocolate for me.
It's heavily implied then that this is filmed at a leisure centre.
I mean, yes.
You expect Britas to walk out, didn't you? Hey, Mr. Britas.
The term tackleberry, by the way, has become standard in private security industry to denote an officer who is inordinately fond of firearms and other high-tech equipment.
Oh, wow!
Because they made so many of these films, and I think he does appear in probably all
I
of
think
them.
he's the one that's in all of them. Him
Aye,
or
pretty much
Hightower.
now,
I've never seen Mission to Moscow, and I think it's too late for me to watch it now.
Yeah, you'd ruin it for yourself.
That's the one with Christopher Lee's a Russian copper or something, possibly.
I think you're selling it to me.
That I could care. You mentioned James. It was filmed in a leisure centre. The Academy itself was previously the site of the Lakeshore Psychiatric Hospital in Etobicoke, and has since become the Lakeshore campus of Humber College, which concerns me that obviously it's near Grimsby somewhere. The studio scenes were shot at Lakeshore. How's this?
Home.
I thought it might be. Some good geography gags for James.
Before that, it was the Mimico Lunatic Asylum. So they were pulling no punches around that. Yeah, psychiatric hospital, fine. Yeah, madhouse.
To be honest, the studio scenes were shot at Lakeshore Film Studios. The city scenes were filmed in various parts of Toronto,
including Cherry Street Bridge. For that Kodak scene, because I'm like, where's that? I've seen that bridge before. I'm sure it's in enough film.
Yeah, I thought that.
I recognise that, but because I think I recognise bridges from other places.
You love a good bridge.
I love a good bridge. Next day at this parking lot, Mahoney tells a guy the lot is full. The guy's really insulting. Did you catch what song was playing in the car when he got out?
Relax. It's playing all the bloody time.
Yeah, they get their money's worth out of this fucking song.
Yeah. It was all released a year before as well.
It was, yeah. My fact of the episode is the producer, Trevor Horn, who you will both know, gentlemen, as the singer in the Budgulls. Video Killed the Radio Star.
No way.
Or in this case, Video Killed the Radio Producer. Not really. He's still alive and he's 74. He won a
good
Grammy.
Luck to you.
Yes, we wish you all the best. If you're listening, we hope this isn't the kiss of death, but it could be the kiss from a rose, because that's the song he produced in 1995 to win a Grammy.
What?
Yeah, Seal's Kiss from a Rose. Seal's third best song.
Jesus. So
Back to Relax, gentlemen. It sold 2 million copies in the UK alone, and in 1983 it was massive everywhere. It was 10th in New Zealand, present. 5 where, John?
Netherlands.
Correct.
Sorry, I've got a cold.
I'm sorry, I have a cold. 2 in the stupid sexy Flanders Ultra Pop chart, and 1 in Finland, France, Greece, Israel, Italy, Spain, Switzerland, West Germany, and John, for the first time, we've got a new chart, the Thailand singles chart.
What?
And there's loads of Thailand singles, which is why old men from here go over there.
Nice. You had to get it in, squeeze it in somewhere.
It was gold in Canada, Italy, and the States, and platitubes in the UK.
Good.
There you go.
And
we got loads of facts from that particular song, which just means all I'm going to be hearing for the next week is Stig at Modern Escapism going, you get all your facts from songs.
Well, that's how you roll, though.
Exactly. You know, it's much funnier when we don't get 170 facts in an episode, Stig. All right.
I noted it down, but I was too busy looking at the Pontiac Firebird that rolled.
Oh, very good. That you two wheels it. Sexy, isn't it?
Yeah. Couldn't find anything interesting about the Pontiac Firebird brand. It was nice to look at.
Just the Trans Am bit. I was like, what's Trans Am? It just means Trans America.
All right, okay.
So that's a rally, I believe.
Yeah, Trans Am Championship
or something. Yeah. So it was, it's got that on the back.
Because every time you see it, you always see Trans Am on it, and you're like, what the fuck's Trans Am? Turns out it's just Trans America.
One final fact on Relax. Radio 1 DJ Mike Reed ran a rant. No, not that one. The other one.
Hit me, tenny boys. Hit me with a tenny ball.
Refused to play it, and the BBC banned it for its suggestive lyrics. When it hit number 1, they still refused to play it. The ban came to an end on Christmas Day, 1984. Anyway, do you remember Police Academy? Must we? Must we? Right. Mahoney picks up on the guy's wearing a wig. Ding dong, ding dong, ding. Wig alert. Which I kind of quite liked. The manager comes over and makes him apologise before forcing him to find a space. Mahoney drives the Pontiac on 2 wheels, squeezing it into half a space. The damn thing fits. It's kind of okay.
Yeah.
It was very Blues Brothers like. I didn't hate it.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
fine.
No, absolutely. We love a practical effect, don't we, John?
You just go Blues Brothers. I go, what's that? The one with the record breakers? When the guy tried to park his car with 2 wheels. Do you remember that?
Jesus Christ.
Take it back.
Yes, I do.
Roy Castle. Whoop, whoop.
By the way, just to go back to the scroll at the beginning, it's March the 4th that the thing is passed.
Yes.
Other things that happened on March the 4th.
Oh, 17, right, great, yeah.
Yeah, 17. You like a date fact, don't you, James?
I've got one, yeah.
Oh, have you really? Do you want to do yours first?
Yeah, it's not good, though.
Go on, then.
I mean, I did have to look around a lot, but eventually I found out that Iwamura, Japanese actress, was born on this day, appears in Battle Royale.
Oh, right,
So,
okay.
yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah, it's a great movie. So I wish, a much better, as we say week in, week out, a much better film. 1789, the first Congress of the United States meets in New York City.
Yeah.
1933, Franklin D. Roosevelt becomes the 32nd President of the United States of America. 1980, I would have been 2 months old, Robert Mugabe becomes Zimbabwe's first black Prime Minister, and nothing bad ever happens in Zimbabwe again.
Nope. Game over.
Famous births, Shakin' Stevens, Kenny Dalglish, and famous ice cream man Chris Rea. Look it up, listeners. He's much more famous for being an ice cream man than a guitarist. We're all born. Deaths, Gary Gygax, the creator of Dungeons & Dragons, died.
Oh.
Possibly of being a massive virgin. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Anyway, it is what it is. Barbara is this character in this photo booth shaped like a camera. I mean, remember 1 hour getting your photos done.
Yep, we've done Kodak, so I couldn't be bothered.
We've done Kodak to the fucking death, mate. Yeah. These hoods pull up with this flatbed truck, which seems like a lot of work to go to just to upset this
Just
man.
to throw this guy
I
in the
thought
water.
that. Who's hiring a fucking flatbed?
Well, as we learn later, they own it.
Yeah.
Comes back later on.
It's also slightly sinister that they just like heave him off a bridge.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing's got integrity. It floats.
It nearly rolls over. If you can see that could have been the end of that actor's career.
No, but he's really good at kayaking, so he's good at doing the rolls. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they throw him off what looks like the Newport Bridge in Stockton, which is a reference for absolutely nobody except our new patron, Jake. Thanks, Jake, for your kind words and continued support. It's about time you turned it into some cold, hard nuggets of cash.
Whoop, whoop.
So thank you very much for that. And I've wasted time on a reference for one person, but I do it every week anyway, at least twice. So it's fine.
Yes, usually.
Photo processing booths around. After the introduction of digital cameras, overnight services eventually became obsolete, and Photomat company switched to online digital imaging at photomat.com, where users could edit and store their images, but the site ceased operations September the 1st, 2009.
Rip.
Yeah, that company in particular was not seaworthy, evidently.
I I do like the fact that as they dunk him in, he says, "Guys, I don't think you're supposed to get the photos wet."
Does he really?
They really front-loaded the comedy on this film, I think, because it's not there for the rest of the thing. If you've done Kodak facts, by the way, I assume you know already then that it's made up word, Kodak.
Oh, right. I don't know that we do, actually. I thought it was named after one of those Canadian bears.
Now, George Eastman, the co-founder, he just liked the letter K, so he was like, "I'm going to put a couple of K's in there."
Just as well he didn't put 3 in there.
I like my dad.
I suppose, you've probably done the heavily racist past of the Kodak.
I think there's an episode somewhere where I spend probably about 5 minutes laughing at the fact that the head of the KKK is called like the Grandmaster Dragon or something, isn't it? Or the Grandmaster Wizard. Come on, mate, you're just some twat in a hood. Do you know what I mean? You fucking racist asshole.
Fine, call yourself a wizard, something else that's based on made up.
Very good indeed. In the cop shot, I was going to say Mahoney, but for some reason I've written Cahoney here. Ends up next to Lavelle Jones. Monsignor Lavelle Jones, which I loved. And then he's like, Monsignor Lavelle Jones, MD, which I also really liked. Monsignor is the bishop in the Catholic Church. Wouldn't have known that without Googling it. But, I mean, I thought this guy had a massive career. I don't know about you two. I thought he was still doing all the films. Turns out he did these and Spaceballs and nothing else.
That was it.
Yeah.
He wasn't the comb guy, was he?
No. We ain't found shit. No, it isn't him. He's the guy on the radar. I'm getting the beeps, I'm getting the sweeps, and I'm getting the creeps. He's that guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he feels like a monolithic character. Like growing up in the 90s, you're like, it's all about that guy, but it's just this.
He's not. He's
just
this. He's not in it. He's not in it. In 1986, Winslow presented the Best Sound Effects Editing Oscar to Charles L. Campbell and Robert Routledge for their work on Back to the Future, which I wish we'd watched instead.
Usually.
And he made it to the semi-finals of America's Got Talent 5 years ago. He makes noises with his mouth, including this brilliant machine gun, which shits everybody up. Mahoney's impressed. And again, it's good, but then he does it again at like the most important part of the film.
I suppose it's setting it up, isn't it? But it's nowhere near as good as his harmonica impression. That was the thing that made me laugh.
His harmonica and his video game impression. Game over, asshole. I quite like.
Yeah, he saves it, doesn't he? Beatbox Jones.
Yeah, I mean, other than a guy who's just really tall, who's probably the other best thing in it, and being tall, and having a handlebar moustache.
Apparently, in like the early screenings of this film, like the drafts of the film, audiences responded better to Hightower. So they had, I don't know, they sort of like relegated his scenes a little bit to sort of push up Mahoney.
What? Mahoney's the worst thing in this. Like Mahoney,
absolutely.
There's 3 characters I think are probably the worst characters in this. It's Mahoney. It's the clumsy guy who's who gets the glasses guy who's really clumsy. You're meant to believe he's really clumsy, but they don't really focus too much on him being clumsy, except he starts a riot at the end. He does look a little bit like Clark Kent, yeah. And who else isn't a character in this? George Martin, which we'll come to that. We'll get that. that's but there's lots of kind of there's lots of non-characters and there's one specific hallmark of greatness, pardon the pun, for any 80s film, who, as soon as you see that person in this, you're like, then this is going to be a great movie. And she's not in the film.
Yeah.
Mrs. I don't feature in this film, but I'm second billed. Anyway, we'll get there. The detective dealing with him, Reed, by the way, lovely moustache. Wasn't it? What a fantastic moustache Reed's got. Says he's sick of defending him. He only ever did it because his dad was a great cop. But now it's jail. Unless he joins the police academy. See, he says the title, he wins the film. 14 weeks of academy training starting on Monday. But the deal is, he can't quit or he's back in jail. He says, I've got to take Monsignor Jones, he's my physician. Something. It's like, take whoever you want. We then see the clumsy guy.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Ted Ross is Reed, by the way. I've got a fact about him.
Go for it, yeah.
He was best known for his role as the Lion in The Wiz. That was him.
No, he's the Lion in The Wiz. Yeah. We've kind of mentioned it before. Diana Ross, Michael Jackson's The Scarecrow.
Ted Ross, no relation.
Yeah. You don't know that. It's nepotism in Hollywood, man. You know, the Rosses run Hollywood. You should know that. This guy, whose name I had a moment ago, the clumsy guy, is
Backlund.
Yeah, driving up on his first day, in spite of his wife, in dressing gown and rollers, refusing to let him go. She says, "You're far too clumsy. You can't do it." She makes chase as he drives off. And she goes through all the backyards, jumping these fences and going through swimming pools. And all I could think was, what's the matter, Danny? Never taken a shortcut?
Love that.
It's really good, that. I thought there probably wasn't enough of that. It's just for, like, one gag.
Aye.
But again, I think that might be nicked from Ferris Bueller. You know, the running through the gardens. Wow. Yeah, but we don't say the Broderick word on this podcast, so. Because he's a murderer. Yeah, anyway. In the academy itself, your lassie's posh mam is dropping her off. I had a name here somewhere and I've lost it completely. This is Kim Cattrall. She's like, I can't believe you want to be a policeman. She's like, policeman woman. Which again is another Hot Fuzz reference. And she drops her off. There's loads of types arriving. Tackleberry feels at home, but Jones a lot less so. He's got his beatbox on his shoulder, and this is where we hear relax again. George Martin arrives in this convertible caddy, by the way. Dropped off by some babes, isn't he?
Yeah.
Wow. Hot babes. Mahoney's impressed, and they become friends. The chief of police says, when I was at academy, they were all the right size, colour, and all had Johnsons.
Oh, God.
And a little bit of me died for the first time. Not the last time when I was watching this.
Yeah, it was the first time I went, oh, this is going to go bad.
Yeah. Lusard is the commandant of the academy, and the chief wants him and Lieutenant Harris to force the undesirables out.
Well, I can give you one.
Please.
It says integrity, knowledge, courage on the side for the police academy. And that inspired me to look up the New York City Police Department. And I didn't get what the quote was. I suppose it's to protect and serve, just like anything else. But while I was doing that, I found out a really interesting fact about the Great Police Riot of 1857. So what happened was that the state government sacked the police because they were seen as being too corrupt. And the mayor said that, just go about your business as usual. There's nothing, it'll blow over sort of thing. And then there was a full-on riot between the municipal and the metropolitan police. And 53 people were injured. And then, more importantly, there was a massive fuck-off crime spree by actual criminals as a result, because all this was going on.
I love it.
It's Harvey Dent all over again, isn't it? Harvey Dent all over again.
Exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. Fantastic. We love a riot on this. A riot.
Yeah, never predicted.
George Gaines is Lusard, by the way. Born in Finland to Dutch parents, he was a sergeant in the Dutch army in World War II and became an American citizen in 1948, following joining a vaudeville group. How good's that?
I thought he was in Soap. Turns out he wasn't in fucking Soap. It was somebody else.
I know you mixed him up with.
You know what I'm talking about, didn't you?
Yeah, I know exactly who you mixed him up with. The other white-haired guy.
Yeah.
No, he's in all of these. He's probably the one actor that's in every single one of these.
He is, yeah.
Yep.
No other career.
No.
Wanted to.
But heading straight for retirement.
It's money, isn't it? And he gets sucked off. So, it sounds like the perfect job to me. So I assume it's some level of prostitution, but I don't know.
Oh man, I've got facts about her coming up. So.
Right, okay. Oh boy, have I got facts about prostitution. Great, James, this is why we had you on. Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
This awful-looking guy makes a racial comment about the black cadets. Hightail behind him taps him on the shoulder, and I was like, yes, good for you. That's Copeland, I want to say. He's named after a really shit part of Cumbria.
Yep.
Or Stuart
Where Whitehaven
Copeland?
is. Yeah, he's Copeland. Copeland and Blanks. More on them later. Barbara arrives. Leslie Barbara. 2 first names. What a cunt.
Yep.
And his dog Princess bolts out of the car. See that dog?
Yep.
That dog's dead now.
Yeah. Even with that massive stoner.
Whoa, hey! And what a stoner indeed. He says, Princess, and Lassard gets humped. And he goes, looks like a prince to me. And I'm kind of like, okay, that's all right. I'm okay with that one. Harris calls the dog, quote unquote, queer, and we move on very quickly. I had to Google though.
Back to that joke as well.
Yeah, I did have to Google though. Do dogs have a permanent sexual preference? And this is from a Slate.com article called Do Dogs Have Permanent Sexual Preferences? Male dogs have yes.
Or strap on.
Male dogs have homosexual sex under a variety of circumstances. They mount each other in dominant displays, which happens to John all the time with his 2 dogs,
Every day.
in spite of the fact that they're the size of your shoes.
I know.
And that mounting can involve anal penetration. I didn't think I was going to say anal penetration, and I cannot look at you two while I'm saying it. When exposed to a female in heat, groups of frustrated males sometimes engage in homosexual sex. That's got incel written all over it, hasn't it? Neither of these behaviours suggest a permanent preference for members of the same sex. There are, however, male dogs that show a lifelong indifference to estrus females and never have heterosexual sex. It's difficult to say whether this should be equated to the human concept of being gay. No one knows what's in the heart or the mind or the lipstick of a dog. Exactly. I might have added that last bit on myself. Okay. Harris sends the long-haired lads to the barber. George Martin. Hello, George Martin. I'd like a bottle of orange juice, please. This accent, fucking hell. He's in the chair. Get out, dirtbag. We're next. He's like, hey, for important guys like you, I'll wait. I'm like, all right, fucking hell. It's like Margarita Prakatan, isn't it? They get the standard buzz cut. Take it all off. To Perry Como's magic moments, right? Yeah. Now, some facts and a memory from me here. 1957 song, but get this, not even the single. This was the B-side to Perry Como's Catch a Falling Star. Catch a falling star and put it in your pocket. Never let the dog's lipstick. Yeah, that's it. Written by the ghosts of this podcast past, John, Burt Bacharach and Hal David.
Oh, the back.
Oh, we're Bacharach and David. Woo! Fuck off.
Guess who's back? Bacharach.
I really wish these whitest of white motherfuckers would just die. Although they are both dead. So, numero uno in the UK in 1951. But magic moments I remember the most from a Quality Street advert.
Yes.
In the 90s. There you go. Wasn't just me.
That's what the memory was.
Not a fact, just a memory.
It was my finger.
It was homosexual dog sex. I don't know. I need
it's
to get
also,
rid of that.
with this bit, Mahoney stands behind Thompson, Kim Cattrall, and barks an instruction to get a phone number to your thighs.
Yeah, sexual harassment.
Does not sit well anymore.
No.
I just thought I'd put out a quick Kim Cattrall fact there. I mean, obviously Samantha in Sex and the City, but he also briefly dated Canadian Prime Minister Pierre Trudeau.
Oh, right, okay.
So that, who would have thought that him barking to see her thighs would be the least problematic bit of that statement?
Very good. Very good indeed.
Nope. Sorry, Plant. I had to come in and come back in again.
It's all right. Don't worry about it.
Just watch your recordings.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Figure it out.
As far as haircuts go in the police, there's no rules about haircuts, which the guy says, doesn't he? They get the buzz cuts, and Martine's like, just a little bit off the sides. And he's like, anytime, El Capitan, or whatever. Looking great. The army does have a haircut rule, though. Hair cannot be over 3 inches in length, fully extended, which if it's a rule for willies, I'll also be fine. The name of that particular haircut is called the high and tight, and it's a military variant of the crew cut.
Yeah, no facial hair either, since I think like the early 19th century or late 18th century. Yeah, no, I
mean, I don't have a chin. Actually, I do have a chin. I've got 6 of them. So that doesn't. So no facial hair doesn't work for me. Andrew Rubin, by the way, this actor. I did this fact while I was watching it and zoned. I had to watch this film 3.5 times because I kept zoning out.
Oofed.
Over the last 2 weeks. Bear in mind, I was on holiday. I was overseas when I started watching this, and just wished I could throw my iPad in the fucking sea. But again, it was my fucking choice, so sorry, lads. But he's from Massachusetts. He's as Hispanic as you, John. You know Massachusetts, of course, because it's where all the lights went out in that Bee Gees song. He's reading, while they're getting their haircut, he's reading Law and Order magazine.
Yeah.
I looked it up, and it's real. I couldn't find out if it was still being published, but I did find a listing for the February 2013 issue, which involves an article on what's new in handguns, because America, and how to handle a successful canine unit, which I assume you'd have a doghouse and a litter tray in the TARDIS or something, I don't know.
Pretty much, aye. Some pedigree chum, sorry.
The cadets get housed, and Mahoney and Tackleberry are in the same room. As do the Haircut brothers, which I've called them, because I keep forgetting their names. Harris loves these guys because they salute and stand around in their pants, which is a bit weird. He asks them to help him get rid of the wasters.
Harris reminds me of the soldier, the woman soldier in Private Benjamin. The same sort of vibe.
Oh yeah, yeah, the commander.
Cow bastard.
Yeah.
She's just dead nice and that, and then just start shouting at him. That's where they got it for, I think.
Yeah, I in my head, I thought Harris was Mauser. That's in the second and the third ones. Art Matrano.
Oh yeah.
But for some reason, I spent the whole time, the first time I watched it, waiting for Art Matrano's character to turn up, and he doesn't, because they glue his hands to his head, in it. And again, is that a better film? It probably is. It probably is. Yeah. It's got Zed in it, so that instantly makes it a better film.
Oh yeah, with that doubt. Yeah.
Anyway,
we've got people being quartered. There's lots of skits in this, rather than like set piece stuff. You do get some set piece stuff, but it's mainly like little skits, isn't it? And we get one of Beatbox Jones pretending to play a video game.
I love this.
It's good. No, it's good.
Yep.
It's good. It's always going to be good when it's him in it. Yeah. So I just thought I'd throw in there that in 2011, Winslow worked with Orlando, Florida-based game development studio Fiken Media. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right.
Okay.
Fiken Media on a mobile game for iOS and Android platforms, and he did all the sound effects for the game. And I wondered if it would sound a little bit like this. He also lent his voice to something called Wizard Ops Tactics, a turn-based tactical game. So there you go.
Where you're the head of the KKK? Possibly. It's played absolutely only entirely by people from the southern states of America and my mother. Right, great, fantastic. Yeah.
Why are all the servers based in Louisiana? Yeah. And then we get some drills. We get the drill skits next.
We do get the drill skits, yeah. The parade ground, he explains that the haircut twins are going to get everybody in order. He then makes them run and do all the sit-ups. And then when they're finished at the end of the day, it's exhausting. And this is the video game bit, which I loved. Asshole. Next morning, and I'm not kidding, for me, this is a really funny bit because I forgot this existed. Harris is teaching in the room and he's writing on the board. He's going, police work is what you are here for, and writes on the board really badly. And when I was a trainer, when I used to deliver training in communication skills stuff, I would always mock this as I was writing on the board, and nobody ever got it because I was always the oldest person in the room. Even at like 27, I was always the oldest person in the room and the only person that had ever seen this. So seeing this again reminded me of something I haven't done for about 15 years. And man, it really made me want to be a trainer again, or to be an asshole cop.
It's good because not only that, it's also like the flip side of when people just read something out from like a PowerPoint slide, isn't it? Yeah. But the other thing is that he actually puts like R for R. It's like text speak.
One of the first he was ahead of his time. Yeah. At no point does he write LOL though, which is always disappointing.
Lamau. Yeah.
Rufflecopter. We meet Hooks, who is this little whispering lady, basically, and that's the joke. That's the fucking joke.
Yeah.
Mahoney finds his way into Lassard's office and he says he wants kicked out, but Lassard promised Reed that he would keep him here, so he can't quit and he can't be sacked. Later they're doing an assault course, including a wall. Hooks can't get over it. Women, they never make the wall. They can never find the door. There's again a great Simpsons reference that I had to throw in somewhere.
Another fact about that, the first person to actually go over that wall broke his fucking arm.
What?
Yeah. And it's just like a flimsy thing. You can see it like shaking in the breeze.
Yeah, absolutely.
At any height, obviously, like if you land on that funny, then it's gone, isn't it? I've broken my arm like 6 times.
Wow. How have you broken your arm? What, flimsy walls?
I used to be able to remember them all because it was all when I was around 7 or 8. But climbing onto so I just climbed onto a bike when it was icy cold, skidded around a corner and slammed my arm into something. So many examples. Yeah,
I broke my collarbone falling off the back of a sofa. There you go. I was 42. I was 4. Anyway. This assault course... Yeah. They do the assault course thing, running through the tyres as well. I looked up tyres, 4 Continental tyres for my little Audi. Yes, I'm an Audi wanker, listeners, but you knew that already, right? Would be £164.95 each. Each! With fitting from Quick Fit, that's £659.80. Just so you two boys have got some fucking tyres to run through for your basic training. See? Don't say I'm not dedicated to this podcast.
Yeah. That's what we get on Hallmark of Greatness.
It is a James. That would be called a James fact. Yeah, itemised stuff. Yeah, but actually, you could buy this many Fabergé eggs.
It's always tiny hams, isn't it?
I'll tell you when I've had enough Fabergé eggs. There's this bit where Harris gets given a megaphone by Mahoney that's got boot polish around the mouthpiece.
Mm-hmm.
So when he uses it, he ends up with this goatee that makes him look like Big Smoke from GTA San Andreas. I told you, Mahoney, you gotta catch that goddamn train.
It's another Justin Trudeau minstrel show thing.
Oh, Jesus, yes. Harris makes him run until he throws up and then runs some more. Meanwhile, George Martin has been dressing like a woman and getting in the lassie's dorm. Next day, the recruits do target practice. They're all shocking, of course, except for Tackleberry, who's got this hand cannon. What does he do to the target, John?
Blows it to smithereens.
Blammo.
Blammo, indeed. Blammo.
His gun is a massive Smith & Wesson Model 629. Because remember when we started this podcast, John, I think it was probably about 3 years ago now, I wasn't far away from being some sort of gun guy.
You were.
Like we did so many episodes. And I was like, that gun looks amazing. That gun looks amazing. Man, thank God I stopped drinking for a couple of months.
That's the thing with this podcast, that you end up with such specific knowledge.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, exactly.
And like, you'll be at work and you'll like say something casually, like, "Oh yeah, he's got a Smith & Wesson gun there," and they'll be like, "How do you know that?"
Yeah,
no reason.
Yeah. What kind of YouTube videos have you been watching? And I'll go, not just people playing Football Manager, I can assure you. Yeah.
If anybody holds us up with like, "Are you going to use that gun seriously? Why don't you get yourself a better version?"
You think Charles Bronson would play with that? We meet Callahan, who teaches them self-defence. And because she's banging, they all want thrown around by her. Now, I was talking to a couple of pals the other day, and I was like, this film is terrible. And one of the guys went, yeah, because we had to wait until the third film before we saw her in a wet T-shirt. And I was like, I'm going to give you a pass because you're 50 years old, but okay.
So true, though. So true.
That night, we see her in a room doing weights, wearing this fucking bra that looks like a Betty Page job, doesn't it? In fact, it's so triangular, it looks like the OG Lara Croft tits from PS1.
Just running, put the butler in the fridge.
Mahoney's watching the female recruits with a beer. When Harris stops him, gets an eyeful, he gets screamed at, which is pretty good. Harris drags him in the office, telling him he wants him kicked off the course. But Mahoney sees Kim Cattrall and has a change of mind. Because obviously, John, she's an Egyptian princess.
Yeah, those legs, though, had I sold it for me, man.
Mannequin has got to be a future episode for us. There's so much going on. In fact, is Harris not the cop? Is he not the security guard? The guy who plays Harris is the security guard.
Yep, he's the Woolworths security guard right there.
The Woolworths. Is he Woolworths? Fuck off.
No,
I thought it was
version.
I thought it was Gimbals. You're Gimbals, Marge.
What is it then? Because he's like wielding. I've put an antique fusel. He's got like a.
He's got a
musket.
Yeah, like he's got a wall of guns at some point, hasn't he? I mean, because he's American.
Never comes up again. Punishment for that is a load of press-ups as well, so he keeps asking him.
Press-ups in the rain, and then the guy puts his sweaty socks down, and I mean, I don't care how sweaty your socks are, mate. If I can't do, and I cannot do press-ups because I'm really fat, right? But I can't do press-ups when you put socks down there. I am just going to sleep in your stinking socks, is what's going to happen. There's nothing I can do about it. It was at this point I wrote down, why do you think I took you to all those Police Academy movies? Because it was funny? Well, I didn't see anybody laughing, did you? The cadets are sent away for the weekend. The Haircut brothers are given the job of finding out where the party is. So they hassle Barbara, who tries to find out off Mahoney. He tells them it's the Blue Oyster Bar, knowing it's a gay club, because, in 1984, and gay people are bad.
Yeah, just every which way but loose. That's reminding me that exactly the same thing. Remember that going to the gay bar? I'm like, why do gay people get such a bad rap?
Because it's 1984.
I've got a fact, though.
Nah, true.
You got a fact about gay people in 1984?
No, just the fact.
Come on, James, relax. Don't do it.
I've got better facts than that.
Just the facts that we were fed.
Leslie Barbara, played by Donovan Scott, been in quite a lot of things. But the most standout role for me is the Santa in the mall in Always Sunny in that Christmas episode.
No!
Charlie bites his fucking neck.
Yeah!
That's him!
Is that him? Wow, I just assumed this guy was dead.
Yeah.
I don't think he is, actually. But,
no, he's probably not.
He was in that episode.
Because half of the cast are now dead. is the answer. Yeah. Anyway, possibly more on that later on if I can find that.
But no, I don't personally mind the gays. They teach people to dance foxtrot for no
Apparently,
reason.
they teach people to dance foxtrot and hang around in biker gear, which I was all about.
If there's two things that anybody knows about the gay community, it's that you get beset by them as soon as you enter the door.
Yeah,
and you foxtrot.
And you dance, exactly. The joke is that it's a gay club, which is not a joke in 2024. They end up dancing with these lads to El Bimbo by Bimbo Jet, who are a French dance outfit, apparently. The song is in the first 4 films for exactly the same gag.
Oh,
They do exactly the same gag in
They
all
got their
four
money's
films.
worth out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
I saw that and I
wasn't-
thought, is that a play on La Bamba?
No, because this is long before La Bamba.
Oh.
La Bamba's like 80... Oh, well, no, because La Bamba would have been before, but the... Oh, perhaps, yeah, sorry, I'm thinking about the film. I'm thinking about the Richie Valens
the
film. But,
yeah, Richie Valens.
That would have been long before, wouldn't it? Yeah, oh, possibly, yeah. It's not like the French to rip people off, is it?
But just add it in there as a fact.
Yeah,
just
sure.
say that for
Why
fact.
not? Yeah, absolutely.
One
If
down.
it gets to 99, I'll add it in. I just don't understand. It's not funny in this film. Why put it in 3 further films? I assume when they were asking people and they were turning the knobs to say it's funny, Ralph went, "My knob tastes funny," and they went, "Let's put this in." 1974, number 1 in France and 12 in the UK. Also, number 1 in the Lebanon, which we've never had before. A Lebanese chart topper.
That's new.
What, La Bimbo? What?
Yeah. Le Bimbo, Lebo, no. Yeah, no jokes about Lebanese toppers. It is 2024, John. Meanwhile, the cadets have a party on the beach. As the night ends, the Blue Oyster, we see a slow dance to Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow, the 1960 song by the Shirelles. Particular song was composed by Carole King. Number 4 in the UK, number 2 in Canada, and number 1 in USA.
And what was that in the Lebanon?
Number 1 in the Lebanon. It was top.
Number 1 in the Lebanon.
Lebanon. The cadets are back after the weekend. By the way, I've got to go back to this party. It is the shittest party I think I've ever seen. They're on a
the
beach.
campfire and bring your own saxophone party.
Mime to your own saxophone.
Yep.
Fucking hell! It's not your greased up boy from the Lost Boys, is it?
No, is they? No, really, is they?
Bad. What they need is an uber talented guitarist on the beach to now play classical gas, like John and James, our second new patron of the holiday period.
Who?
John's so drunk he thinks I'm taking the piss out of him here, but it's true. Lovely lad and Simpsons meme aficionado, Kieran Cunningham. Cheers, mate.
No way.
Look, John honestly thinks this feels like John thinks this is your life. And Kieran Corrigan's here to play some sort of fucking heavy metal. Anyway, day 1 back at it is shooting practice, like some old-fashioned Western town.
Whoa! Hang on. Where are you going? The breasts? Oh, the breasts.
What breasts?
There was hundreds of breasts.
Oh, I must have watched the made-for-TV version.
As
You
a
watched
kid,
this 3 times and you ever seen
what the fuck?
No, I didn't even get any boobs out of it, lad.
So as a lad getting brought up with this, it was the only thing that kept me going watching this thing was all the breasts. There was hundreds of breasts. For no reason, they would just go up to the campfire, wouldn't they, and just get the breasts out.
It was like a rotisserie chicken.
It was amazing.
Rotisserie
so it's got
chicken.
good points. Rotisserie.
Yeah, very good. Okay.
Go about your business.
Have you got that out your system, Joe?
Yes, I did.
Thompson and Mahoney, they see this and they go for a walk, and it's a whole plot point because they're getting together, aren't they? So
I don't.
Anyway,
I think I must have watched a made-for-TV version.
Yeah, you must have.
20 minutes shorter because I don't remember any of it.
There was one.
I mean,
Bear in
there's
mind, I've watched it 3 fucking times,
getting
lads.
together. I know, right?
Yeah, 3 fucking times.
There was at least 7 breasts.
Baby, you made me wish I had 7 hands or something. I don't really know what's going on.
That lasts from Total Recall, isn't it?
That's right.
So shotgun practice then. We've got good slapstick action with the shotgun, not holding it right. It's Barbara and being clumsy and everything.
Round.
I didn't mind all of that. Huckleberry treats it like he's on the Da Nang Delta fighting Vietnam.
Doesn't he really? He rolls in and rips the guy's fucking face off and all that kind of stuff. They've all got these tinted glasses, by the way, which I didn't understand. Apparently, tinted goggles enhance contrast to make lighting seem brighter than it is and improve visual accuracy. When shooting, enhanced contrast and visual acuity mean faster reaction times, greater clarity when looking down your sights.
Huh.
Oh, mind looking down your sights, John.
Yellow though. yellow stains.
No, but in the 90s, I had a pair of tinted glasses, like yellow tinted glasses.
Oh, really?
Big thick rims. Yeah. Oh, behave! Twins, Basil.
The only thing you're shooting was your pee-pee.
I also had really bad teeth, so so it just worked.
Nah, my teeth went with my glasses, to be honest, because I was a smoker.
Tackleberry murders everybody. I specifically like the scene from Men in Black where Will Smith explains why he kills the little girl and saves the alien doing a workout on the lamppost.
Oh,
he's like, he's a brother. He's doing a workout on the lamppost. I kind of like. I think Men in Black's probably a future episode, John.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, I do. I really like Men in Black. So much so, I went to see it at the cinema twice the year it came out. And then, because my sister wanted to see it, and I was the older brother, I had to take my little sister to see it as well. So I actually saw it 3 times at the cinema.
What?
Yeah.
I was the same Wednesday, so I can't talk. Some people just want to watch World burn.
That night, Martine gets shagged off Callahan when she realises he's been at it shagging the lassies. The next day, Harris is role-playing stealing from a house, but Hooks isn't loud or scary enough. But Tackleberry is good? ? He puts the gun at the back of his neck, doesn't he, and just fucking screams him down.
Well, Hooks gets back up there, and the thing that goes wrong isn't that she's softly spoken, it's that she says, "This is a stick-up." And I was just, but is this racist?
Oh, shit!
Like
I mean, the film's racist, there's no doubt about that. Yeah.
Oh, God, George Martin, he's obsessed with Callahan now. He tells Mahoney that he's in love. And it is actually revealed at this point that he is George Martin with just a problematic accent. Which does make it better. It does make it better in that it's sort of like acknowledged that he's,
it gains half a star. Yeah, exactly.
Right, it doesn't gain any stars, but it doesn't lose any. And then I did some facts here about foreign accent syndrome.
Oh, right. Oh, wow. Yeah, I love this.
Oh, nice.
It might have been done before, but there's been quite a number of people that have had, like a bump on the head or something and come out with a foreign accent. George Michael, after a 3-week-long coma in 2012, temporarily had a West Country accent.
No!
Which sounds like a joke, but it's true. There's been no...
Well, you gotta have faith. You gotta have faith. Boy, you gotta have it.
I should have left a pause there, because obviously Mocha's going to do something. There's been no verified case where a patient's foreign language skills have improved after a brain injury. It's purely just perception of it.
Like the woman with the French accent.
Yeah.
That famous one where the woman got the French accent, but doesn't speak a word.
There's been some bad ones. There was a Norwegian woman during the Second World War got hit on the head or something, and then had a German accent, which was like the worst possible accent to have. But having a foreign accent is statistically more likely to make you attractive, at least in America. So according to a recent poll, 69% of people thought that a standard British accent was attractive. 36% thought Irish and 29% thought Scottish, which it sounds like a comparing. All the way down there is Welsh on 9%.
I mean,
that's more attractive anyway. So it didn't.
Absolutely. I mean, I've got to be entirely honest with you. I am not attracted to angry Irish men in balaclavas. I never have been, and I never will be. But I still believe that they should fight for what they believe in. So, it is what it is.
Syrian political commentary.
I mean, what? Almost 30 years after the Good Friday Agreement. Yeah, absolutely on the fucking hot button here at 100 Things.
Can we talk about prostitutes now?
Yes, please. Anything but. Yeah. But before that, we go to the ropes, and we get the first proper high tower of the film here. don't we? There's the bit where he taps the guy on the shoulder and he's like, look at me, I'm a big black guy, don't say racist things. But at this point, he's meant to do the rope climbing thing. Did you ever do that at school, lads, the rope climbing thing?
Yeah.
I wasn't too bad at it, actually, but my I couldn't do it now. I couldn't carry the fucking weight I am now. Never do it, Jay?
Yeah, I tried doing it plenty, but it was really hard.
You're like Millhouse.
No physical body strength. Yeah.
Mrs. Pommelhorse, will you let me down now? Yeah.
Yeah, essentially, I'm Millhouse. Yeah, I'll take that.
Hightower has a go and rips the rope out the ceiling. So with that in mind, James, and Hightower in mind, we've got a little quiz for you.
Oh, shit.
Thank God.
And John's delighted that he's got a fucking week off from my stupidly titled quizzes. It's about towers, and this one is called Higher Tower or Lower Tower, my love. All right? So you'll figure this out. I'll give you a tower and height in feet, because Britain, and you have to tell me if it's a higher tower or lower tower. All right? So let's start with the inspired named Address Boulevard in the UAE, which is 1,214 feet tall. Okay, so that's your starting. Now, is the Pinnacle in Guangzhou, China, do you like my accent, higher or lower, my love, than 1,214 feet?
Oh man, I mean, you've selected a good country there for the comparison because you know they're going to go. Yeah, they're going to go high. That's not an accent, by the way. I don't know. I'm torn. I'm really torn.
All right, Natalie.
I'm going to go low.
And you're right, James. Low.
Yes.
It's 1,149 feet. Next up is a tower you know from Hallmark of Greatness, because we talked about Cue the Winged Serpent.
All right, I thought you talked about that ivory tower.
I mean, yes, that's it. One of my favourite episodes that we did together. Now, is the particular tower out of that, which of course is the Empire State Building, is it higher or lower than the Pinnacle Tower? Now, the Pinnacle Tower again was 1,149.
Now that is really fucking difficult because I remember from the facts from that it was a record-setting tower, but not for very long. So again, I'm tempted to go for lower.
James, you're right. It is lower. It is
Jesus,
lower.
I'm good at this. Tower
Absolutely.
facts. It's my calling.
1,050 feet. Yeah, and that includes the egg cop tower bit as well.
I was going to ask.
So you know the egg cop bit is still. Again, if this means nothing to you, listeners, go and listen to that.
The egg was within the tower.
It was within the tower, and there was a cop at the bottom of the ladder guarding the egg. Next up, the Hian Glory International Finance Centre.
Where's that?
In China.
All right, okay.
It's a half decent name, and then they let themselves down a little bit. It's a half decent name. Yan Glory International Finance Centre. You're all like, what are you doing with that?
I'm gonna say higher because it's financial people in there, the pricks.
Fucking hell, James, you're pretty good at this. It is. It's higher, my love. 1,148 feet. Yeah. Next up, the Burj Khalifa in the UAE. To give you a hint, Tom Cruise wanked off it or something in one of those fucking atrocious Mission Impossible films that everyone loves so much.
Higher. I'm just going to go with higher.
It is. It's fucking massive. 2,717 feet. It is just big. It's so high, you can almost get to the spaceships to get into space from Scientology. And finally, the Lacta Tower in St. Petersburg, Russia. Is that higher or lower than the Burj Khalifa?
Now, I'm riding it all on this last one. I think there's like an architectural rule in St. Petersburg where everything has to be like parallel to one another. So I suppose that means that somebody could build big, but it'd have to be really far away. So I'm going to go with lower.
It is lower. Well done. 1,516. The Burj Khalifa is the Burj Khalifa, sorry, is the highest tower in the world, which surprised me because I figured that the Lacta Tower, which is named after that cunt in the clouds from Mario who throws the spinies, what's higher than a man in some clouds throwing hedgehogs at you? Well done, James. You got 4 out of 5. So I'm just
I was unreasonably pleased with that, even though it's just guessing. I don't know.
That's fine. No, there's no way to do it unless I don't know, unless you're certain guests that we've had who have Googled answers. Have they done that? Because you see, like you can see their eyes glazed over. Yeah.
Imagine being that guest. Wow.
Imagine. I can't get myself to watch those Mission Impossible films. I know they're spectacles. I know they are. Do you know what? I think my problem's Tom Cruise. And everyone's like, just get over it because that Top Gun movie's amazing. I'm like, the first one's shit. I can't imagine liking the next one. It's just him. I'd happily watch him in that buddy comedy film. The buddy comedy film where they go on a road trip to Vegas and count the cards.
Oh, Rain Man?
I'll watch that again. Yeah, that's hilarious. It's a comedy, right? I'm sure I've shared that story on this podcast. I'm not doing it. I think I might have done it once a year for the past 4 years. I'm not doing it again. Anyway, somewhere here is a film that we should be talking about. Having ruined the ropes, Harris demands a room inspection. So the Army twins have stashed this prostitute in Mahoney's room. Here's the bit you were looking forward to, James. Prosy facts. And they tried to get him kicked off. Before Harris can get to the room, Mahoney moves her and hides them both in this podium, which Lassard gives a speech to a room full. Meanwhile, she's giving him a blowy. I remember this being a huge part of the film, and obviously it is because it comes back again, doesn't it?
Well done for putting the emphasis on huge there as well.
Oh, very good. Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. I've never met George, whatever he's called. But he is Finnish, and they are well known for their schlongs, I assume. It's not finished. Yeah. After the presentation that he's doing, he says, I hope this was as much fun for you as it was for me. Let's get lunch and maybe smoke a cigarette. I never really got it because I've never smoked. Why smoke after... John, you smoked when you were younger. Yep. Why smoke after sex? Does it heighten the... Foregather?
Different type of people talking to you. We were smoking during sex, so
Glasgow in it in the 80s, mate. Yeah.
Going to like that, hen? Going to like that?
Jesus Christ, James, could you please interject with some prostitute facts? In fact, we're going to start calling it, instead of calling it James Facts on Hallmark Greatness, we'll call it Prostitute Facts from now on.
What have I done? Georgina Spelvin is the actress that was and former pornographic performer.
All right.
Who was cast as that. She was best known as the star of the classic 1973 pornographic film, The Devil and Miss Jones, which was released during what's termed the golden age of porn, 1969 to 1984.
The golden shower age of porn.
69.
Oh, 69. I missed the 69 earlier on. We'd moved on, and someone had said 69, and I think it was James, and we'd moved on, and I fucking kicking myself, and I nearly missed a second one. Thank you, John, for fixing that.
You're welcome.
It was one of 3 scenes that were obligatory to put in, according to the director, Hugh Wilson. He had to shoot them. So the first was the shower scene. Which was very very, very brief. Like there wasn't much there. So yeah.
Where Mahoney's watching the girls and
party scene with boobs and the fellatio scene. So he said that he was stuck with trying to make these scenes look as artistic as possible. And what a good job!
Of course he fucking was.
Right. My first thing with watching this scene was like, that's really artistic.
Yeah.
Mahoney like inches away from seeing a man getting sucked off.
Yeah. Wow. It's like Red Shoe Diary all over again.
Jesus Christ.
So artistic.
In Harris's office. Oh no, I've missed the fact that as they head out, Lassard's walking away and he turns around, he sees Mahoney leaving and he gives him a cheeky smile and it's funny because homosexuals. Yawn. In Harris's office, Lassard explains that Mahoney did a very bad thing, but then bottles telling him what it was and who it was to. There's a montage of the cadets being better. Hooks climbs the wall, and they're all marching in time. And I like that. I want to see them get better. But I would like to have seen more of them being better.
Yeah, it's very, very quick.
But then I think we wouldn't expect them to be really, really good at the end, which it's kind of jarring when they are pretty good at what they do. Except only some of them are. But then they all pass. Anyway, yeah, I'm thinking too much about this. Up next is the driving test, but Harris makes Mahoney run behind the car instead of actually driving it.
Yeah, what a cunt.
I've got a hot fact here. It's my favourite one. It's my favourite one because I think there'll be a Simpsons quote at the end of it. Let's see. So the first police car in the world was an electrically powered wagon operated by the Akron Police Department in 1899. The $2,400 vehicle was equipped with electric lights, a stretcher, and gongs. I guess they didn't have like sirens, so they just had like a man led
gong. Get out of the way.
It could reach 16 miles per hour and travel 30 miles before its battery needed to be recharged.
That's like our electric cars at work.
Who holds back the electric car? Who makes Steve Guttenberg?
Oh! Yes! Well done! Fantastic work!
Gong.
Put it in H! And while we're doing Simpsons quotes, listeners, if you like everything we learned from The Simpsons, it's back this week. It's back probably tomorrow if you listen to this on the day of release. Me and Tom are back with another episode, Krusty Comeback Special. Again, more KKK related stuff, I think, there, possibly. Kind of. So that's back. So thanks, James, for setting that up.
I'm surprised that one didn't come out sooner, to be honest.
Yeah.
I never warned you about it.
Yeah, you think this podcast's a lot of work. Try watching that episode and trying to keep that particular podcast episode to under 90 minutes because there is so much going on. Right, anyway. On the beat, Tackleberry's given the job of getting a cat out of a tree. No wonder they need more fucking cops if this is the busy work that they're making them all do.
Yeah.
How does he do it? He shoots the cat, and I'm not cool with that. We've just adopted a second cat. I'm not into that. In the city, Hooks is directing traffic, it looks like she's directing traffic in the Italian Job.
That's exactly what I thought.
There's like
fucking chickens and all that.
Truck full of fucking wildfowl.
What the fuck?
Harris gets stuck in the traffic and nabs this bloke's motorbike to beat the traffic. He ends up flying over a bonnet and up this horse's arse, which strangely doesn't kill him. But, listeners and friends, it did kill Kenneth Pinion. Well, maybe not the head up the arse. Instead, he died of peritonitis, which is perforation of the colon after having a horse shag him up the arse. There's a documentary film released in 2007 called Zoo, which you can watch for full on YouTube, should you like to see perverts get theirs. John, you might remember this guy as being known as Mr. Hands in the early days of the internet.
I don't know if that blind was Bluetooth to me.
Oh, well, that's because Punk wasn't in the same pub as you, I think. That's why. But no, this stuff was fucking... This guy had a... There was a gang of guys who would sexually assault horses, basically.
Jeez.
And they made a documentary about it in 2007. It got a fucking full cinema release in America, I think.
Wow.
And apparently the guys that are featured in it, with their voices modulated and all that kind of stuff, and like... like IRA people, with their sucking on a balloon in a dark room. But they're like, it's a really kind thought about what we do. You're a monster.
Yeah.
You need put in jail or having your ass perforated.
Can he justify that?
So those are the facts that I added to that because I couldn't, no matter how much I Googled it, find how much pressure would it take to force a man's head up a horse's arse. I just couldn't find. I Googled it a lot, and probably I might lose my job over it. I've got to be honest.
It made his hair look better though.
Oh, his hair looks amazing.
Yeah. I don't understand what the point of the scene was, to be fair. I mean, you've made some facts out of it, that's fine. There's like maybe a 30-second clip of it looking awkward on a parade ground, and then that's done.
And then that's it.
Fine.
Yep. That's it. Yeah, there's no purpose to it.
I looked up to see if cops still direct traffic in the UK. In the UK, it's the law to follow hand signals given by police. But then I get in trouble the last time a copper did the wanker sign at me, and I whipped it out.
They said it wouldn't stand up in court. I said it bloody will.
Hey!
If it goes fast enough.
The old ones are the classics, James. I mean, it is the time of year that we've been watching Morecambe and Wise Christmas special, so why not? Yeah.
Oh god, aye.
In the scene, we've done the hooks thing. Mahoney later tells Harris that he's mentioned it to nobody, but as Harris is checking out all the cadets, they're sniggering, and Jonesy does this neighing noise, which that night, Hightower wakes up Mahoney and explains he doesn't drive. Mahoney agrees to take him back out in Copeland's tiny little car, which he doesn't fit in.
Jesus,
so instead he rips out the seat and sits in the back.
Outside a cryptically named establishment called the Pizza Restaurant Submarines. One of those words doesn't fit with the other two words.
I don't know.
Can't look it up now. Whatever it was, it's gone.
It's long gone. Do you find something comical about the way I drive my automobile? Hightower runs into a guy at the lights and he jumps out shouting and raving before realising Hightower's a really big black guy, and then he jumps back in his car. Hightower
that was originally supposed to be there was an actor cast for that who was found passed out drunk in the trailer. So the director stood in for that role. So that is the director, Hugh Wilson.
Yeah.
Oh right, wow.
Only got like a few seconds. Oh shit! Yeah. And then he runs off. Yeah.
Oh shit! It's Alfred Hitchcock. Oh, good evening, Mr. Hightower. You're a fucking bastard. I can't believe you've rammed the back of my car. I'm going to get my birds onto you. I don't know why that's my Alfred. I do a much better Alfred Hitchcock impression than that.
It's like Beatbox Jones is here.
Hightower hightails it and gets chased off the cops, doing some pretty good stunt driving, and the next day passes with flying colours. Hooks, however, is like driving Miss fucking Daisy. For some reason, she's singing Santa Claus is coming to town.
I know.
Well, it's blatantly the middle of the summer. Yeah. Santa Claus is coming to town, written by J. Fred Coots and Haven Gillespie. Both have got to be names made up by AI, I think, in 1934, and has been covered over 200 times. If those lads weren't deader than Hal David and his other mate, then they would be rich as Nazis. The ones I know specifically are the Jackson 5 and Bruce Springsteen. She finishes up and runs over Copeland's feet. He calls her a racial slur. Probably the worst racial slur I've heard in any film for a very long time.
I don't think I fully understood it, and I'm glad.
It's a very American one. It's a very American one.
Yeah,
I didn't like that. It made me feel really uncomfortable 3 fucking times. Hightower flips the car that he's hiding in, and Harris kicks him out. Copeland then sees his car is a wreck from the night before, and he and Blanks approach Mahoney and threaten him over dinner. And they try to get him thrown out, but he refuses. And Barbara hits Copeland with this tray in the face, doesn't he?
So you see a tray, it's a bit of foil.
Oh my God, it's Barbara with the metal tray! When asked about it, Mahoney tells Harris it was him that threw the first punch to save Barbara, and Harris kicks him out. Across town, Fackler, well, that's that's finally I've got his name, is in the squad car, and some street toughs don't like him because he's a cop, right? His partner comes back to the car and they move on, but he's like, I bought you an apple. I'm like, how much do you hate me that you bought me an apple? And again, watching it 3 times, I think this might be really bad acting, because I thought initially he'd gone, oh, an apple, you're a prick, and throws it out the window. But he actually polishes it, ready to eat it. But he doesn't eat it. He polishes it, ready to eat it, and then just, hey, throws it over his shoulder.
Ah, right, okay.
And I'm kind of like, okay, that's not clumsy. That's just shit acting. There's a difference.
And it's irresponsible. Throwing that into a powder keg of a town.
100%.
Man, do they fly off because of this.
Now, but even better than that, he hits this guy and they drive off. And as the guy turns around to go, hey man, who's throwing apples at me? Coincidentally, a man with the biggest paper bag of apples that have ever existed walks down the street towards them. I assume he's a way to make a crumble or something, is he? What's going on here?
It's always what I think about. My brother's got this thing where wherever he goes, a massive fight ensues. So this happened when he went to France and they had that, I think it was around 2011, they had a massive civil disturbance. And then right off the back of that, he went to Egypt and then the Arab Spring broke out. And I was thinking, is it just him doing this over and over again?
Does he throw apples at the natives? Is that what
Maybe.
it is?
Yeah.
Prick.
But yeah, I always imagine the scene. It's quite good, isn't it? It's
it's okay.
Somebody falls into somebody else, a bike goes into something else.
And then a pinball table runs into a thing, and someone falls through a window, and you're kind of like, okay, I get it, but this wouldn't happen. But then it's a comedy film, I guess, inverted commas. Back at the academy, Mahoney's getting kicked out when the news of the riot uptown comes in. The cadets are drafted in to help. They're being sent to divert traffic from the trouble zone whilst the police deal with the riot. I
think this is where they got the idea for Starship Troopers, just so you know.
What?
When he's getting thrown out, and then Kyle kicks off and just runs in and helps everybody out. Like, yeah, baby, sure. Starship Troopers.
Why not, John? Absolutely. They get dropped at the wrong part of town. It's far too quiet, and the cops arrive and explain that they're supposed to be blocks away. The riot's heading their way, and here comes this massive mob. They chase Mahoney, Jones, and Martine. Martine's doing this again. It doesn't get any less racist with Martine.
Oh, man.
He's carrying a TV for some Japanese woman, and he's like, "Oh yeah, my favourite TV's a Sony. Do you know Sake, the wine? I like that. Oh, Pearl Harbor. Yeah, you probably weren't responsible for that." And I'm like, whoa, mate.
It's terrible.
It did make me look up Sony, though. I'm sure you've done it before. But it's based on the Latin word sonus, which is the root of sonic and sound. And the other was just that Sonny was, Sonny boy, a common slang in the 1950s. Is it slang? Is it just, I don't know.
Sonny
but anyway,
boy.
The co-founders of Sony thought of themselves as Sunny Boys, and released that. The first product was an electric rice cooker.
Oh right, wow, that's pretty good. No, we've definitely never had
Surprised he didn't say that he likes them as well. But yeah,
I know, we're a big fan of rice.
I like rice.
They run and hide in Lasard's car, right? And these 50 extras from the Warriors fail to tip it over when all it took earlier on was one Hightower.
Yep.
So, I'm kind of like inconsistencies from that. I hope someone got fired for that blunder. It's basically like the finale in Death Wish, this. Except it's also not filmed in New York. We see Hightower back at his old job as a florist. For some reason, he's wearing this Jesus outfit.
He really is.
Yeah, and then he's obviously a second coming later on. Some street tough with a gun grabs Harris. Oh, the two fucking loser boys are threatening people through like a chain link fence, and then they get to a gate, and then this street tough grabs
the captain and Jaws.
Yeah.
And then they run away straight back to the gay bar.
Of course they do. Standard.
Yeah.
Really. We've got this place for the day. Let's use it.
I know. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. On another alley, Barbara sees the guys that threw him off the Newport Bridge stealing furniture from a house and loading it onto their flatbed. He beats them up and orders them to put the furniture back, only for them to tell it's theirs because they're moving house.
That was cool.
Every time I saw that, I was kind of like, yeah, that's pretty good.
He also gets his beating them up scene as well, and
he does.
It's nice. It's nice.
It would have been better if he'd beaten them up with a camera. On a nearby roof, the tough with Harris is firing down at the cops. This is where we see Kim Cattrall spending probably the most of her screen time just flinching from bullets.
Yeah.
Mahoney makes a run for it and up the fire escape. He gets the drop on the tough and points his gun at him. But the guy isn't afraid. He puts the gun back to Harris's head, and when Mahoney throws his gun away, he gets them together and holds his piece on them. Just then, here comes Hightower. Hey, what do you want? I want to see you off these pigs. Hightower points to Harris as the first one to shoot, and when he goes for his gun, Hightower punches him down some stairs. And then Hooks pulls her gun, and she's like, "Don't move, dirtbag!" And it's kind of like, it's good. The day is
found a voice.
Yeah, absolutely. we're at the passing out parade now. Barbara's mother's there giving him hugs. The dog isn't because it's dead. And Mahoney and Thompson are getting it on. You men, cut that out. And then we see one is not a man. And Lassard's all right with that because he's a homophobe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hightower and Mahoney get medals for their services. As Mahoney gives his speech, which oddly starts with a shout-out to the King of Norway. So I was kind of, what is that about? At the time was Olaf V. But he died in 1991, and now it's Erling Haaland, possibly. I don't know.
Any Haaland fans out there, get in touch. But it's just rambling stuff because he's a card and he's like that.
He is. And the prostitute James's prostitute from earlier is under the podium again. She gives him a grin and unzips his pants and whack, whack. End of the movie. Were we glad the movie was over, gentlemen?
Yeah, I mean, it had its moments, didn't it?
I remember it fondly.
I wish I just had remembered it. Yeah.
Yeah, indeed.
I watched it originally, so I watched it when, I'm older than both years, but when I watched it, I never seen any of that. I never seen racism, I never seen the sexism, you just see it as a funny movie. So even the stuff with her under the podium, just over my head. I think it was 8 or 9 when I watched it, so it was all over my head.
I'd been about the same.
Can you stop saying head, please?
Yeah, I was going to say she wanted it all over your head. Fantastic. Right, I'll do some totting up. James, as the guest, do you want to guess how... Oh, we haven't finished the facts. I'm sure you've still got facts to
Well, yeah. Of
course you have. This is what you do on your podcast. Go for
it. Yeah. Well, I knew it was different. One thing is it opened at the /1 spot in US theatres, this film. And it grossed, it made a profit, of $35 million, which is $103 million today, or £81 million. And that's enough for 4 million copies of The Devil in Miss Jones. I've calculated that as one for every single Croatian, because there are about 3.8 million of them, with enough left over for every single resident of Vatican City.
You see, John, that's why I go on their podcast. Yeah. That's why you have to drag me back to this shit every week.
The minutiae.
But yeah, I've been Google searching The Devil in Miss Jones now, so...
Yep.
It's a dodgy porn history.
Divorced before married. Imagine that. That's terrible for you. Any more?
That's all from me.
Okay, John Boy.
The only man who got Hugh Wilson, I remember the name, but he done Down Periscope and Blast from the Past by Brendan Fraser.
Blast from the Past, famously, I was going to the cinema to see. The day that I'd moved to Bradford the day before, on the Saturday, and I was going the day Bradford City got promoted. And on my way to the cinema, I went for a quick pint and met some lads who were celebrating the fact Bradford City had got promoted to the Premier League for the first time ever. And they went, we're going up to the ground to see the players turn up in about an hour. Do you want to come along? And I was like, yeah, fuck it, why not? I got absolutely fucking hammered and ended up going to work on the first day of my new job. Absolutely hammered. But I did get to see Stuart McCall fall off of his car pissed, off the roof of his car pissed. So, everyone's a winner. Still never seen Blast from the Past. Still never seen it.
Oh,
Christopher Walken's in it, right?
Yeah. There's the crazy dad.
Yeah. The Cardinals. Oh, Mahoney's got a Cardinals jersey on at one point.
Yeah, he does.
They were
at the beach scene.
They were the St. Louis Cardinals at the time, and they finished third in the Super Bowl standings that year, possibly. Got to have something else here. Paul Maslinsky, the producer that did these, also did The Horrific Return to Oz and the much worse than any of the aforementioned films, Cop and a Half with Burt Reynolds.
Oh,
remember that?
Yeah, I did see that.
Why does the security guard have a gun? Answer: America. I don't know if that's a fact, but okay.
Okay. I got what Hightower died of, but I thought it'd lower the mood. So.
All right, okay. Was it of high tower blood pressure?
Posthumously diagnosed with chronic traumatic encephalopathy, a neurological condition. Generally, it's related to head trauma. He's one of at least 345 NFL players to be diagnosed after death with that disease. Died in.
Oh, he was a football player. Of course, he was a football player. Wow.
Yeah. That's right.
Let's not end on that cheery thing.
No, let's not.
All conviction. Oh, can you be a cop with a criminal conviction? In the UK, all convictions, cautions, including any received as a juvenile, involvement in any criminal investigation or bindovers imposed by a court must be declared. They don't automatically mean that you'll be rejected from joining the police service. Each case is looked at on an individual individual basis, especially if your family are already cops.
And if it's the Met, then you know what? Just rip up that. Yeah, it's fine.
Have you beaten up women? Do you like to assault women? You're in, sunshine. In you come. Yeah. Football violence, you're welcome. How long to train to be a police officer around the world? 3 years apprenticeship in the UK, 10 months in Japan, and 6 months in the US. Do you know what the barrel of a gun looks like? Then you're hired. There you go. That's all I've got. James, while I top them up, do you want to guess how far we got?
Oh, I don't think we're that far off. I mean, I tried to bring up like a third of that, like around. I was aiming for around 30. So
yeah, that's the way to do it. If you get kind of 35, we're in. I would say aim for 35.
I'm going to say 90.
Okay, John, can you go higher than 90?
114.
Fucking hell. You always spunk it, don't you? 107. 107.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
fantastic.
boy.
There you go. And as well you should be. We don't all have to get 170 odd to gloat to our other podcast friends.
Yeah.
Stig.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Fantastic. So, yeah, great work from James. And again, you bought us facts.
From James. Thank you, mate.
You bought us facts that absolutely blew us away. John, you showed up. You kind of showed up. You were about for 3/4 of the podcast, and that's fine. That's fine because I'll make you pay for it tomorrow when you're hungover and you have to edit. It's good.
I know you.
James, tell us a little bit more. Just give us a reminder about where we can find you and me every 2 weeks.
Yeah, you can follow Hallmark of Greatness for upcoming film choices on Twitter at Hallmark of Great or Instagram and Facebook on Hallmark of Greatness. Or apparently you can email us at hallmarkofgreatness@gmail.com. Or just follow me home one dark winter's night and give me a piece of your mind.
We've all done it. We've all done it. So it's fantastic. Thank you very much. Again, if you want to hear us chat shit about anything, and again, what John's done this week is exactly what I do every week on Hallmark of Greatness. I turn up with a drink that's far too big for a Monday night,
Blazing.
And I just make stupid gags while James and Joe do all the work, and Rachel still goes, "You're on too many podcasts," and I go, "But I don't put any work into it. Ask Joe and James. Ask Joe and James. They'll vouch for me that I don't do any work." It's like,
they pick up the slack.
Yeah, exactly.
They pick up the slack.
They're like, I am their John. It's fine. A bit harsh.
Everybody needs one. Everybody needs one.
Brilliant. Thanks very much. So, yeah, again, give us a quid and you can get a shout out, which is about to happen for our listeners. Just go to 100 Things We Learned From Film.co.uk for all of our links and our Patreon over there. Right, remember the patrons, they're back, but as Police Academy characters. This doesn't go as well as I hoped. Stig from Modern Escapism is that smug prick Mahoney. Rachel Plant is clumsy old Fackler. Yes, I'll pay for that. Joe Higgins as Lavelle Jones. Why am I surrounded by assholes? Punk as Leslie Barbara. 2 first name prick. Gadget as that wig man from the start because he looked really fetching with some hair. Josh Wilson as Captain Reed because he's got impressive facial hair. Biggie from Modern Escapism as Tackleberry because he's a big cunt. I don't know. Ian from Cult Connections as Eric Lassard because he's dead old. Mono as Hightower because he's always high. Tower. Gav and Dan Belson as those Blue Oyster lads because they're the comedy double team and not gay but also not racist. Lovely Rob Jones as lovely but barely featured in this film Karen Thompson. Paul from SP Film Viewers, who'll have to be hooks because I've run out of characters. And finally, Aaron, Emily, Ian, Dale, Ali, Meg, Jen, James, Gav, Maria, Nigel and Phil are all the useless arseholes that can't turn a car over at the end of the film. So thank you very much for your money. The insults will continue. Fantastic.
Cheers, guys.
Yeah, we really do appreciate it. James, thank you so much for coming on, spending time watching a film and doing this. I can't believe it's taken us quite as long as it has.
I know, right?
We've been podcasting together for 18 months, but I don't know. That's on me. I didn't invite you, and I really should have done. So you were one of our big gets for the year. So there you go. Your big get. Yeah, your big get. We've got you, your big get. Yeah. So thanks again, John, James. I've been plenty, and they've been them too. And there's been 107 things we've learned from the inexplicably terrible Police Academy. Join us next week for Ski School? ? See ya.
Bye.
See you guys.